So I'll go ahead and comment out our previous work here. And again, I will be picking on our H1 tag and our P tag. So for the H1, I'm going to go ahead and set up the font size to be 1.5 em. I'll just go ahead and save that and jump over and refresh. And so we'll see that it actually shrank down our H1 because our H1 was quite large, but now it's actually kind of small. So I'm going to jump back in here, and because this is a heading, I'll go ahead and change that to 2.5 em. So I'll save that and refresh, and there we go. It scales back up and looks about the way it should if we are going to use this with a heading. And we're trying to mimic the way that headings traditionally look. And then I'll jump back into my code here, and I'll set the width to 67%, and so that we can see what that width change does, we'll need to add in that background color, because otherwise we may not see exactly where it ends. And I'll just go ahead and do lime again. I'll save and refresh, and here we see that it's 67%. So it's 2/3 of the way across the browser window. So if I resize my window, notice what happens. Size is down. And of course, it can only go so far, and this is kind of what I was talking about with designs not standing up. So if I scale it down too far, well, of course, it's mostly unusable, but it does break the design. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, we're not done quite yet. We still need to mess around with the paragraph tag. So I'll jump down here into the paragraph, and I'm going to change the font size to 50%. And I'll change the width here to 17x. So I'll save, and I'll refresh. And as you can see, we have very small text for our paragraphs at this point. So if our base font size is 16 pixels, and then we cut that in half, we're looking at like 8 pixels, and then our x is 17x, so it's the width of 17 lowercase x's in that particular font. So actually, if I changed what font I'm using, because fonts have different widths of each of their characters, the entire design is going to shift. So it's actually kind of cool. Of course, if I scale this down, because we're using something other than our percent to control that, we're seeing that it's not shifting. Now if I were to come in here and say change the width here to like 5% and refresh, whenever I scale it, I do see some shifting. Not a whole lot, but I do see some shifting. So that's taking a look at how we can set up those relative measurement systems. Now, for accessibility and flexibility purposes, many people suggest that document layouts should be set up mainly in relative measurement systems. Again, you should use whichever measurement system that makes the most sense in regards to the purpose and the overall design of the website. And with that, I conclude this look at CSS measurement systems.